The Tige brand, it's really about passion. It's about boats built by people who use boats. We're not a mass-produced product. We have a lot of design influences, European design influences, but mostly it's passion about the sport, passion about the wake, the waves, surfing. That kind of says it. Everybody here has that level of passion. Their boats built by people who use boats, so every function on it has a reason. There's a reason we do everything we do, and that's so that we can further that enjoyment out on the water for the people using the product.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I think that it was me and Watkins, Ruck, maybe a few others that were around at the time, but we just got really candid with where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do, something that we wanted to figure out how to really approach this wakeboard scene, just being honest with each other. And where does it need to go? What's possible? What can we do? What can't we do? What areas do we not even need to try for, and what areas can we try for? And I think that's where the conversation started. And we got the go-ahead from Charlie and Rick to make a run for it, and so we did.
About 2 years ago, we set out on a mission. We always knew we had possibly the best all-round boat in the industry, but what we wanted to do is just wanted to get the biggest wake possible.
It's really been awesome being a part of this experience, because for the first time in my Tige experience, and I've been with Tige for almost 13 years now, it's really starting from ground up and not turning another boat into another boat, but really researching and taking the time to figure out what does what and what makes a big good wake, and just that whole aspect of the procedure has been really refreshing. Starting the procedure, you kind of have to look around, see what other wakes are like, and just, you have to take everything into account. You have to take size, hull shape, weight, everything. There's a million variables that go into making a good wake, and it's just kind of narrowing down and figuring out what was working for us and what direction we wanted to go.
Spoke to Danny Gutierrez and Daniel Watkins, and basically told me that Tige were currently in the process of working through and developing a new boat. They both said that they were starting from scratch, and rather than redoing any boat that they currently have, about building from the ground up and starting completely afresh. And that was really, really cool from my point of view, to hear someone say that and want to start again and build something from the ground up for a wakeboarding boat was really cool.
The word that I would say has been the most impactful is big. And it crosses every single area of the product that we've been working on so hard. Big is the wake, has to be big. And I mean, it's bigger than I thought big was. So, having the guys on board, all the wakeboarders on board for that, it has to be big. The surf wave has to be big. The boat has to be big. The interior has to be big. Everything about it. We've spent so much time developing the absolute best surf wave that there is, and to now completely attack wakeboarding with the same heart and the same mentality, the same to be cheesy but no quit attitude, and been given the free rein to go give it a shot. We developed a wakeboard wake with the same exact program intensity, and I can't wait to see it come together, and the ASR brings it all together.
What factors need to be taken on when considering the development of a product like this are endless. The factors of do you have the right direction? Is the market ready for where you want to go? Are the supplier base, is it capable of meeting your dreams and needs? That's a huge one. It's one thing if you have these great ideas and thoughts, but you also need people to implement them. You need other companies to join in, and we're very fortunate that we have a passionate group of suppliers, a passionate group of employees that are all in the same. We're more like salmon swimming upstream, all in one direction. But for a company like Tige, an investment of this level is extremely significant. It's a very large portion of any profits that we would make, that we're spending, that we have made in the past in order to build for the future.
In the beginning, I worked a lot with Tige. We did a lot of the hand modifications to that first plug, and actually basically built that first plug from scratch. We were out there and had in our minds what we wanted to do to try first. So
I just throw my ideas there, like what can we do different to the boat so that we might get a good wake. And one of the things, it was like a deeper keel, a wider boat, so it won't be so sensitive. And it was things that we've been looking around and gathering, and they make sense. And we start with an RC2, and we start adding to it and taking it away and adding and making it wider, longer, deeper. And we keep working back and forth. We pull the motor in and out, like, I don't know, 5-6 times of the same hull, just trying to get different things going on. And we finally kind of got what we wanted. And later on, when we had all that, like we wanted it, we had the bottom digitized and put into a computer, and the engineers drew the rest of it and put it all together with the designers, and like that how it all come together. That's where they got CNC machine, and then they bring the real thing.
The ASR is the first boat here at Tige that has ever been completely designed and engineered in CAD and surface modeling. Previously, we had hand-built all of our boats, and our masters and our plugs have all been hand-built. This is the first one that was entirely from scratch. Every single component was built in the computer. We are evolving with where we're at, and it took more of a automotive approach, a repetitive approach to how we designed and built this product, which allowed us to put different features and depths and lines and aesthetic value to it that we couldn't do in the past.
we ended up digitizing a boat from one of our existing boats to kind of give us something to start with. And then we made the hand adjustments to the plug so that we could go out and take it to leg test and see what every little adjustment made, how it changed the wake. And then we just kind of copied all that into the 3D world. So, especially in the beginning phases, it was, wasn't restricted at all. It was kind of just everybody had the same goal in mind to just make the best wakeboard boat we could. So, any little change we wanted to make, we just went out and did it, and then we went and tested it. And everybody kind of put it together and saw how it changed everything. One of the main design features that would be unique to it would be the deep keel in the front. We set out to really split the water up in the front to make for a smooth ride, especially going through double ups and any kind of rough, choppy water. And we really wanted to basically displace the most amount of water we could so that we could make a nice wake shape. So really displacing a lot of water and then laying it out so that you have a long, rampy transition. So, a lot of the professionals out there, they want a good wake at 22.5 to 24.5 miles an hour, with fully loaded ballasts. But at the same time, you got to keep the kids and keep the mom and pop kind of thing in your mind. So with this boat, we wanted a clean wake at everything from 18 to 25, so that you can run it with no ballast, you can run it with full ballast, and still have a clean lip so that everybody can still have the same amount of fun and really enjoy it. So.
Tige has many unique manufacturing processes. One is that we put all of our hulls on spinners so that they can be properly sprayed with gel coat. Our competitors lay theirs down flat, and you cannot possibly apply gel coat correctly at 18 to 24 inches from the surface. It's equivalent to trying to spray gel coat in the bottom of a giant bathtub without getting into it. You can only spray it out and let it fall and hope it lands in the right spot. We are more precise in how we locate it, but every step of our process is monitored, from how we mix our gel coat to the heat temperatures it's sprayed at, to the way it's applied, to the mold spinners, and that's only in the first 100 feet of our process. It would be virtually impossible to create a boat like the ASR without some of our technologies, particularly putting the deck on a spinner. There's so many contours and deep pockets, our surf storage pocket. In order to spray that, you really need to be able to tip that up to you. It's so small, you couldn't get gel coat in there properly, and then you would have thick gel coat, which would cause porosity or cracking or those kind of issues. And we don't see porosity in our parts. We haven't seen a dime-sized bit of porosity in 5-6 years, which most companies, that's an ongoing problem for them. And in order to laminate the product properly, you have to be able to spin it to get in those nooks and crannies, and the complexity of all of the drip rails and all the features we put in it to make it a better product could not possibly be done if we weren't taking those extra measures. And that's followed out through the entire process, that level of detail going through from the glass, the resins that we use, the way that the parts are handled afterwards and protected, and the assembly process is fixtured and engineered up front so that it goes together smoothly. The new boat isn't a change of ideology or a departure from where we're at. It's an evolution. It's what we like to call the evolution of the revolution. We have been redefining water sports since Tige was founded with the Convex V hull, Convex VX, our tap system. All of those things have redefined different stages, and the Apex Series hull is a further refinement of that goal. And this product is to meet the customer's demands, the customer that wants to use the boat to create bigger waves, bigger wakes, and be able to be safe on big water, that sort of thing. We're meeting those needs, so it's an evolution.
It's huge. It's big. It got pretty much everything that we ever wanted. It got a very nice wakeboard wake. We got a nice surf wake off of it. It got ballast under the floor, like it's something that we try to do for years, and with the old systems we can, with this one we can.
The wake is probably one of the best things I'm most proud of. You know, there's a lot of science behind it, and then there's a lot of, I guess maybe kind of a craft, you know, kind of an art to making it exactly what you want it. So I think the wake would probably be one of the things I was most proud of.
It's constantly been built on the idea that we can do it. It's been built on the idea that we don't really, you know, listen a whole lot to what's said out there, what someone else is doing. I think that starts all the way at the top with Charlie. You know, there's constructive aspects to an everyday corporation and running an operation of this size, obviously, but we've always just taken it with this free will approach to just go get it, go see what we can do. I think that even for me personally, that goes all the way back to Charlie.
We're still privately held by the original founding family, the Charles Pigeon and his sons Ben and Blake. Still own the company. I just have the privilege of running it on a day-to-day basis. But the other competitors, or almost all of them, have sold to investment companies. So they're run more on dollars and cents, and we're run on passion and a belief in the dream that actually founded the company. This boat, the ASR, is for the person that won't accept second best. This boat is for the person that wants the largest wake for wakeboarding, the largest wave for surfing, wants the ability to bring the most family and friends along, the person that is out there every weekend trying to make memories with their family, keep their families together, and enjoy each other and laugh and have fun. That's who this boat's for.